again, we're all in this. We're all older, I should say. We've all had multiple cars, so we've had, I think, a gamut of experience when it comes to buying cars. Like I'm pretty sure we've all gotten raped at one point. You know what I'm saying? And as you gain experience, you're going a little bit more prepared, and you're like, nah, you ain't gonna get me with that. So I want to hear a couple things from you guys, two or three things on each side, man. Do's and don'ts. And this is a hot topic because I get this. I don't know if you guys get this a lot, but I get people at least maybe it's slowed down, but at least a good once a week, maybe once every other week, where people are like, "Hey, I want to buy a car, da 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 da, and can you give me some tips?" Like I just had a guy ask me that like literally a couple of days ago. Can you give me some tips? So I don't know if that's a hot topic for you guys and y'all DMs, but I know it's a hot topic and a lot of people like to ask those type of questions, especially younger guys. So let me get two or three things on each side, do's and don'ts of things when you got that you guys should look for when you're going to buy a car, man. Garage driven. Let's go ahead and hear from you first, man. What do you say?
Man, well, like we was talking about, I don't buy anything that was an accident. If I have an accident on it, keep going, man. Back out. Find something else. You know what I mean? Never buy a car when you haven't seen it in person. You know what I'm saying? Always go there, make sure you see the car in person. Check every detail about the car. Number two, make sure while you're checking this car in person that it hasn't been touched, because a lot of guys will touch these cars and put them back to stock. And if you don't know what you're looking for, you'll never be able to tell that these cars has been touched. You know what I mean? So like, let's say for instance, for me, if I was returning my car to the dealer, I'll put it back to 100% stock. Person that comes by behind me now, they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, this car was never touched." They never know the car was on air ride. You got to check every detail. Make sure you checking these cars 100%, man, to figure out has someone touch this car. I don't buy anything with mods on it. Anything that has a mod, like if I was buying a Charger right now and I seen it had a wicker built, I'm not buying it. I want to buy the car. Yeah, I'm not buying it because I'm skeptical like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's because most people do the shit wrong. Yeah,
that too. I want to buy the car 100% stock. If I see any evidence of being modified, nope. So that's my advice. Like if you see anything modified, don't buy it. You know what I'm saying? So don't do that. Anything with dings, nah. That's why I always try and go new, honestly. Like, cause, well, I mean, I guess I do buy pre-owned cars, but it's like daily driver bullshit. But yeah. And don't sign for no high ass interest rates neither. If your credit ain't all that, don't go buy a car. Just wait.
Okay, you know what? That's a good one. What is the highest interest rate you would say that you would be like, nah, it's too much?
I would say 6%.
And you got to take into consideration because some people don't have great credit. So just
get your credit up. Then get your credit up before you go buy a fucking Hellcat.
Before you go buy.
Yeah, exactly.
Responsible life moves.
I mean,
2 words, but I'm just saying, what would be like the absolute, like that's too much? Too high.
I don't know. I don't know if I would say 9 tops, but me 6%. I ain't trying to buy nothing over that. But 9% is like, you're pushing it now.
But are you talking about used? You talking about used or brand new?
Oh, brand new for sure. Now I'm not buying none at no 9% brand new. No way.
Find anything at 9%.
Hell no. Well, used cars, you don't get the as low as an interest rate. I don't know if people know that.
New car. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right.
So the new cars, you can get a lower rate just because the car is brand new. So that's my thing. If you're gonna buy a car, you might as well buy brand new if you can afford brand new, because more than likely you're gonna probably pay around the same amount for that brand new car because you're able to get a lower interest rate on that brand new vehicle versus a used vehicle at a higher rate. So it's just preference, but make sure you do the math. That new car, you might be able to get in that brand new car for a lesser amount, or the same amount, or maybe $20 more than the used car would have been. Who knows? No matter the price of the car was higher. You know what I'm saying?
And on top of that, you get better incentives as in a new car too. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But Illest to Ills, man, what say you, man? What's your do's and don'ts?
Probably the first thing that comes to my mind is don't be so attached to what you're wanting that you end up paying more than what you really should.
Exactly.
Especially with the cars that we drive, when Hellcats came out, oh, I thought someone was playing the piano.
My bad. I was supposed to go to work tonight. You remember that?
Oddly enough, how I ended up with my car is what I just said. So I was looking for a Hellcat. I have good credit just because I keep it that way. Don't go pay 9-10%. I have people, same as you, Kat. I have people in my inbox that ask me questions from time to time about, hey, I'm looking to get this Scat Pack, or I'm looking to get this Hellcat, or whatever, and it's like 14%, and like my beard hair falls out, thinking that someone's about to go pay 14%. It's like get your credit and get your finances in line before you start trying to buy $40 and $50 and $60, $70,000 cars. It's stupid. It's a dumb flex. Yep. So I was looking for a Hellcat. Unfortunately, I couldn't find one where it's kind of like when I was looking for my CTSV back in the day. Everybody wanted like 10 to 15 grand more than what the actual car is worth. And so I was like, well, I had to spend months and months trying to find one. Same as this Hellcat. Everybody wanted, number one, I couldn't find what I wanted. I couldn't find the color that I wanted. Couldn't find the options that I wanted. Everything I did find with all that stuff on there was a manual. I didn't want a manual. So it was like, all right. So I settled on the car that I have that was bone stock. I bought it from an individual. The guy bought it brand new, drove it for 9 months and put 3,000 miles on it. The guy was a Air Force veteran, if I'm not mistaken. He was like in his mid-60s. And bought like every warranty, extra warranty you could, and included all that stuff obviously with it. I got a great deal on my car, and I got a car that was basically brand new for a used price. 3,000 miles is like barely a break-in period. It's nothing. The car smelled brand new. It even had like the seat, the tag, the talks about the leather or whatever. Yeah. It was a brand new car, smelled new, nothing. So the reason I landed on that is because I wasn't about to go pay a bunch more money because they thought, they could get 10 grand extra out of people because, people will pay, because people do it all the time, unfortunately, is they overpay for something just because they really want it, whether it's a car, a house, or things like that. So number one is don't go and pay a bunch of extra money that you don't need to pay just because you really want something. That's a stupid move. The interest thing, I mean, that's another thing.
Ideal interest is around 3%. That would be ideal. Top.
Yeah. You know what I mean? If you have great credit score, I mean, there could be a whole nother topic about credit scores, but if you have great credit, use it. Shop around. Go find. If you finance through a dealership, they're adding at least a point or two on top of whatever interest rate they tell you, and that's how they make their money on the back end.
That's why I don't use dealership financing. I was about to say that too. I don't use dealership financing. I go in there.
You need to go to your bank or a couple of banks. Like it's obviously paid off now, but when I first did it, I went to not only my bank, my other bank, and then I went to 2 other banks just to see what their rates were. Because you can run your credit just about as many times as you want to within the same 14-day period, and it only takes one actual hit off your credit score. Yep. As long as it's for the same type of loan, like a home loan or a car loan.
Auto loan. Yeah.
So is get your finances in order and stop trying to buy shit you can't afford. I literally had people in my inbox talking to me about how they were ready to pay $900 for like a used Scat Pack. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And the interest rates are ridiculous, 10, 12, 14%. I mean, I had actually someone in my inbox the other day, the guy was asking me for money, asking if I wanted to contribute to his down payment insurance. I was like, what the fuck is this kid talking about? Yeah, one of them asked me if I wanted to contribute to his down payment and so he could get insurance on some car.
Hey, these kids. Hey, I give it to these kids nowadays. They some bull.
They got some balls, bro.
They got some balls.
It's just fucking laziness. It's laziness. So it's there's a lot of things you could say as far as like how to go buy a car. I mean, be here all day. I do sales for a living for a Fortune 500 company. So, and it's inherent in me to sniff out those things. But obviously we're a little older than, a lot of people. I mean, not really old, but 40s ish. So we've done it many.
Hey, don't put that label on me yet. We ain't 40-ish yet.
Speak for yourself.
Below 40. I'm not
40-ish. We still not
around 40. 30 between. We'll do the Kevin Van Voris. We're between 25 to 30 to 35, 40. We're somewhere in there. So yeah, there's a lot of ways to do it, but yeah, just the number one thing is stop trying to buy shit. Number one, you can't afford. If you don't feel like you're getting a good deal, you're not.
Yeah, not
No.
exactly.
And car salesmen, car saleswomen, they're not car salesmen. They're paper pushers. This is like a pet peeve of mine. It's Dodge sold me the car. I didn't just wander into a dealership on my way to pick up some Subway and just walked out a car owner just because someone sold me. You know what I mean? It's stop trying to pay for stuff, buy stuff that you can't afford just because you want it and you know you're not getting a good deal. It's not like if it doesn't feel like a good deal, you're not getting a good deal. That's sales 101.
Hey, you know, I 100% agree with both of you guys. To be honest, like we kind of touched on it. Like, if I'm going to a dealership, like I'm going to look for a new car. Just the fact that one, I know nobody else's ass has been in there. You know, nobody's been farting on my seats. You know how I am. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's been farting on my seats, garage driven. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has done like you don't know, like you really don't know what people do in their cars anymore, man. Like they might have, if it's a young dude or whatever, they might have, you know,
season the back seat.
Exactly. Taking down a couple shorties in the back seat. Now you putting your kids back there. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, you never know what the history that somebody's had with their car. So if I can help it, I'm buying a brand new car.
Me too.
And like you said, just for the fact that on top of that, all of that stuff, you're going to get a better interest rate. And for the most part, you're going to get a better deal from the dealership just from the fact that they're more willing to give you more incentives off of the new cars, right? So like an old car or like a used car, pretty much whatever the price is, like let's say they want to sell that car for 30 grand because they paid somebody 22 grand and they want to sell it for 30, right? Like they're not going to come down off of that too much. They're going to be like, oh, it's 30 grand. It's basically take it or leave it. They might come down 500 to maybe $1,000 at the most, but that's it. You know what I'm saying? It's just way more headache and bargaining you got to do with a used car and a new car. You know what I'm saying? But the other thing I would say is, like you guys said, man, I never use the dealership's financing anymore, man. Like I use my credit union. It's just easier, man. I go in with a check in my pocket already, ready to go, cocked and loaded, and I already know what number I want to be at. And you know what I'm saying? And bro, I'm not gonna sit here for 6 hours and go back and forth. This is the number I want. Can you get it for me? I already got the money in my pocket. I already got the check in my pocket. This is what I want. Oh, what'd you get approved for? That's none of your business. You don't need to know that. You do not need to know that. All you need to know is make sure we are getting the deal that I'm saying. I want this car for this amount of money. Can you do it? Yes or no? Those
are weak sales strategies. When they try to get you, what do you want your monthly payment to me? That's a weak ass sales strategy.
It's stupid.
You should know what you want.
And on top of that, I will give you guys another thing too, man. If you are going in, let's say you're going in to buy a new car, and let's say you got a car that you're going to trade in. Do not let them work that trade into the final, into that price when you're negotiating, because you're not negotiating your trade. You're not negotiating your trade. So if that car is 50 grand and they say, okay, well, first thing they'll say, do you got a trade in? Tell them no. I don't know. Oh, that car, I'm keeping that car, because you're negotiating the price of that car. You're not negotiating your trade. So 50 grand, no, I want this car for 46 out the door. Whatever it is that you're saying, right? And if they put that trade in, they're going to make it look pretty to be like, oh, look, okay, this is what we're going to give you. And you're like, oh, okay, that's what I wanted. But no, it's because they made it look pretty off of whatever the trade numbers they're trying to give you. You know what I'm saying? So
they're trying to make the money back. If you talk them down on the new car and yours was here, then they're going to bring it down to try to make it back up. It's
true. It's pretty simple, man. So like I said, tell them no, I'm keeping that car. I'm giving that car to my sister. I'm giving that car to my mother, my brother. It don't matter. Just say you're keeping that car. And whatever you get down to, like I said, if the car 50 grand, they say you got that car for 45 out the door, whatever it was, or whatever it was, that price that you're like uncomfortable with, then you say, you know what, man, I think I'm going to go ahead and trade in this car. So you're already at 45, and then you're gonna say, okay, and by the way, I know what my I already printed out.
I already KB beat it.
I already KBB. I got the black book. I got the blue book. I know what my car is worth. If my car is worth 20 grand, bro, I want my 20 grand. So that 20 grand is coming off of that 45 that you already negotiated. You know what I'm saying? So there you go, man. So that's the way. That to me is the way you should do it, man. That's what I tell people all the time. You know, like I said, dealerships are masters at making the numbers look pretty to make you feel like you're getting some type of deal when they're really just shaving something off here and bringing it up over here to make what they want anyway at the back end. You know what I'm saying? Like Illest said. So I think that's pretty much the only things I got like off the top of my head, man. I think we all pretty much gave you guys good strategies and good things to look at. Yeah, let me see.
Look to see one thing. I know a lot of people know this, a lot of people don't. Is look to see how long they've had the car. If they've had it for more than 30 days, they start losing money. So I got one of my Cadillacs back in the day because it was just in a weird part of the state that it was just a small town, and it just I'm sure the income wasn't enough there for people to really stroll in and buy the car. It was just in a weird town. They didn't really have it like advertised a whole lot, and I drove 4 hours to get that car because the deal was so good, and I knew it because they had the car for like, I think it was like 4 months if I remember right. They had the car for 4 months because it was getting wintertime. It was a rear-wheel drive car. All those things factor in. So, you know, the best times to go and buy a car are at the end of the month. If you're ever trying to hit, and I want to say it's Wednesday, like midweek, is another good time. But definitely at the end of every month because they're trying to make their quota. So you can usually get a little bit better deal than what you would normally get. If you got a deal, you might be a little bit better if you go towards the end of the month too. Go ahead,
not only at the end of the month, at the end of the year. Because what happens is if that car is still on the lot January 1st, that dealership got to pay a ton of taxes on that car. So they try to move that car. You go on December 30th, December 31st, bro, I'm telling you, you're going to get some of the best deals of your life. Like I've gotten some of the best deals of my life January 30th. Not January, I'm sorry, December 30th, December 31st, because they want to move that car. You get the brand new car. So for instance, the 2020s, right? So you got the 2021s already on the lot. So you could go right now or in December and you could find yourself a holdover 2020, right? That hasn't been sold yet. And trust me, they're damn near going to freaking give you that car because they just want it off the lot to make sure it's not hit or that car is not on the lot by January 1st. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? And like you were saying, Illest, the last thing I was going to say was don't fall in love with whatever it is that you're trying to buy right now. Like I said, if you guys don't know the story about my car, man, it's on my personal channel. So go down in the description and check out the channels, man, and you could see it on there with my story. But basically, a quick story was the dealership that my car was at. They were not trying to deal with me, man. Like they had me go in 2 or 3 times. The third time I was pissed. I actually kind of got a little upset, and I was, you know, kind of cursing out the freaking sales guy because he had me in it 3 times, and you know, basically trying to do that bait and switch. Okay, over the phone. All right, we're gonna do this. And when I got there, they don't know what the fuck I was talking about. So that third time I was upset. Anyway, point being is I went to another freaking city, basically 45 minutes because my car was in Tampa. I went to Lakeland, and I was like, hey, man, I know there's a car that I like. And long story short, man, they did a freaking dealer trade. This dealer over here gave me the deal that I wanted from the first place. So I just ended up buying the same exact car from a different dealership. They just went and got the car from this dealership over there. Yep. Same car. You know what I'm saying? Literally, same exact VIN number, same exact car. I just bought it from a different dealership because that dealership over here was willing to deal with me, and all they did was do a dealer trade. So all that happens is that dealership sells them that car, or they do a actual trade switch, and everybody's happy, and there you go.
And stay away from well, not really stay away, but don't listen to this bullshit that a lot of dealerships are doing now, where it's like the price listed. For your pleasure, we don't haggle. We list the bottom price. That's bullshit. That's a bullshit sales tactic. I don't know if you guys have noticed that or not. I've noticed that a lot on like dealerships nowadays. They're like, "Oh, our bottom price we list. We don't no hassle.
Yeah, like no haggle or whatever pricing on some
I
bullshit.
want to fucking haggle.
Get
I
out of
want
there.
to haggle.
Yeah.
I want to do that. That's a horseshit sales tactic. So
Exactly.
anytime you see that, that's not their fucking final price. Otherwise, they wouldn't make any damn profit. Well, this is the lowest price you're ever going to find. We're no hassle, no haggle. No. I want to fucking haggle. I want to get lower than this. That's why I avoid CarMax. CarMax doesn't even like $50. They don't even want you to show up. Like if you're not willing to pay the price on the car, which is, I found one Challenger I wanted. And it was a Hellcat, and it was at a CarMax, and it was like absurdly overpriced. And I've never dealt with CarMax before, and I called them up and was like trying to talk to them, and they're like, "No, we don't. That's the price." They're like, basically told me to just fuck off. Don't even show up.
That's crazy.
I was like, all right, well, bye.
That's crazy.
And it was there for like, I don't know, 6 months because I looked at it.
Woo.
I had to stay on one of the car websites, and it was there for like another 6 months. So, whatever.
Well, there you guys have it, man. So there you guys go, man. Hopefully you guys learned something from the do's and don'ts. Like I said, I would say we're kind of seasoned a little bit because we've all bought multiple cars. The last thing I would say, and we'll literally leave it at this. Illest 392 alluded to this a little bit. Do not buy a car that they're marketing over for market, surplus or whatever they call it. Do not. Like everybody went and bought these damn C8s for $140,000, and they're worth 60. Like you're literally upside, unless you got an absurd amount of money just putting down.
Mm-hmm.
Like you literally are upside down half of what that car is worth instantly.
Yep.
And now when the time comes that you want to sell that car or you want to trade it in because the Z06 came out now, like you got to think about it like this, guys. What you do today is going to affect you tomorrow. So if you take that car back, now that Z06 is 150 grand, well, you know what I'm saying, and you're upside down 30 grand. Well, now you just bought a Z06 for $180,000. Think about it, man, because all you're gonna do is tack that on to the next car, right? Or in more layman's terms, if I bought a Scat Pack for $45,000 for whatever reason, and in 3 years I want to go trade it in, but I still owe 30 grand on it, right? Well, that's 30 grand. Like, it doesn't go away. Somebody's going to get that 30 grand. You know what I'm saying? So they're just going to roll that into the next loan or whatever it is. And I just bought another Scat Pack or a Hellcat that I should have bought for 70 grand. I just bought a Hellcat for 100. Simple like that. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you do today, man, because you want it so bad and you're just going to pay extra, you don't want to do whatever, it's going to hurt you tomorrow. Simple as that. Anyway, other than that, man, that's all we got. Hey, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, man. Comment down below. Let us know what you guys think. Give us some of your insights, man. I know we got a lot of people that's already seasoned as well in our comment section, man. So I want to hear we want to hear what your guys' thoughts are as well. Some do's and don'ts as far as buying a car. Obviously, we could talk about this stuff all day. You know what I'm saying? So, and this video is already long enough, though. But definitely we want to keep the conversation going in the comment section. So make sure you guys let us know. We want to hear from you guys, man. That's all I got. Illest the Ills, Garage Driven. Anything else you want to tell to the peoples?
Peace.
Don't allow any fuckery when you go buy your car. Be strong. Be strong.
Be strong.
Yep. Fight the force.
And that's all we got, man. Appreciate y'all again for watching. You guys are watching Free Smoke. Don't forget, every single Sunday we go live, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Every single Sunday. This week we have I'm sorry. I was saying we got Illest the Ills. He's definitely gonna be here too. He's gonna be here too. But we got Mod the Famous gonna be in the building, man. So make sure you guys check us out. It's gonna be a dope show. Hope to see you guys there, man. Be blessed. Have a great week. We out of here, man.